Hey everyone, Andrea with Absolute Training Center, and I wanted to send a quick video just to let everyone know what does Absolute Training Center do? What do we do there? And it's it is a business that will elevate or awaken, equip, train, strengthen people in four different areas. And we are a training center. I like to just communicate that so it doesn't get confused with anything else that's out there. It's not a counseling center, it's not anything else. It is a training center. It's for people that want to be strengthened in the truth of who they are. And here's how this Absolute Training Center works. Is we all have a life. We all have a story, if you will. And that's the foundation. Everything is about our life. Where's our life at to this date? And from that, it's understanding where do you want your life to actually be, and then being strengthened and equipped and trained in the areas of your family, your well-being, and business or job, however it is that you make money. In those three key areas, because those are the three areas when they're strengthened, that's when you have the life that you actually want. And that is key. And that is not out there right now in this world. I haven't seen it anywhere where people are actually starting with the foundation. Let's start with building a solid foundation for your life. It's like, if this is what your life used to be, do you want it to stay that way, or do you want it to be like this over here? And if that's the case for you, if I'm speaking to you, then it's really going to be about taking care of those three areas in life, because that will form everything else in your life. And it's key. It's foundational. So it's really building a foundation in all four of those areas. I know I'm highlighting the one about life, but that has to be highlighted. We don't get the life we want because of. No, we have to make the decision that this is the life we do want. We can't wish it. We have to want it. We have to desire it. We have to want to go after it. And that's where Absolute Training Center is birthed from. And to be completely honest with you, all of this just is started with my own personal journey. And working with people, thousands of people over the last 20 years, and understanding what is it that makes them tick? What is it that makes them come alive? What fires them up? What strengthens them? And at the same time, what weakens them that they don't continue on the path to move forward to the life that they say that they want? And that's the key. Is a life that somebody says that they want. It's a life that you say you want. It's being strengthened to move towards that journey. And so I'm just going to share a little bit about me, because I know there's a lot of you, well, probably a ton of you listening to this that are like, why would I even listen to you? Like, I don't even know you. And that's fair. There's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of things out there right now on social media. So why would you listen to me? I get this part. I get this foundation of life. I didn't come from the white picket fence and all of that. I grew up in a life with my foundation started out with divorced parents at the age of 1. Mom remarried at the age of 5. Divorced again. I lived through the death of a parent. I've lived through being kicked out from my home. I've lived through the loss of brothers and family members and not having grandparents. I've lived through all these different areas in my life. All that happened by the time I was 18 years of age. So I understand. I get that foundation. I get when somebody, whatever age you're at, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, it doesn't matter. This is the life that you've been given. But what's the life you want? That's the question. And I know for me, I asked myself that. I had this belief somewhere deep down inside. It's like I wanted the fairy tale marriage. I wanted that. I never saw it. I never saw it. I never lived it. I never saw it, but I wanted it. I wanted to actually be a good mom and have a good family, have a family that I felt comfortable to come home to and be in and just be me and be accepted. I never grew up with that, but that's what I wanted. And so that's what ignited this whole journey for me. And that's what's ignited Absolute Training Center is in is understanding what does it take to actually build that family unit? What does it take to actually build a solid foundation for a marriage? And I know that most people haven't seen it out there because people are just settling with this is what my life is. And people are just accepting what's been given to them versus reaching a hand out because they want to know what's available to them. And Absolute Training Center is going to do that. It's like, what's that treasure box that's inside of you? Let's open it up. Let's see what's inside. Doesn't mean you're going to get it all at one time. I know for me, I couldn't handle it all even if I did get it all at one time. It's a process. It's a journey. It's an understanding. But it's a willingness to be equipped, to be strengthened in the truth of who you are. And that requires a letting go of your circumstance and the things that you experienced in life. And if you're anything like me, it requires a letting go of what everybody said about you when you were growing up, or when you were in your 20s or in your 30s, or heck, it could have been what your wife said about you yesterday, right? It's got to be there has to be a willingness of letting that go so that you can become who you're meant to be. And that's where Absolute Training Center comes in, and we equip people. We do that through equip classes. We have marriage equip classes, blended family equip classes. I got to take a moment right there because I know that I mentioned my mom divorced when I was 1 and then again later in life. And so I know what that's like. But here's the thing. I repeated it. I have a blended family. I repeated that same cycle because it's all I knew. I didn't have a solid foundation. I didn't know how to be strengthened to have a marriage so that it wouldn't be broken. I had to learn that. I had to learn that from people and sources that had that. I had to have an understanding of that. That's what we provide. That's what our equip classes provide in your family, your marriage, parenting, your well-being, the truth of your well-being, understanding that, strengthening you at a foundational level. So it's not about every quick fix and gadget and do this diet that's out there in the world. I think we could all agree we've come to a point that it doesn't work. It's building a foundation for your well-being. That's what's going to work. And that foundation is going to start with the truth of who you are and understanding that you're valuable, you're worth it. That's where it starts, is there. And then business. We have equipped classes, training classes in business. Business meaning, how's money made? What do we do with it? If we have a job, why do we have the job that we have? All of these affect that life that you say you want. All of it. And understanding that, and understanding how does money work in your life? What's the indicator that money has in your life? How does it trigger you or pull you? It's understanding those fundamentals that's going to build that foundation for you in the way that you look at money, budget money, spend money, and make money. And that's what's going to build those 3 solid foundations, which in the end will build 4, because it'll build that life that you say you want. And that's what we do at Absolute Training Center. And you can find us online at absolutetrainingscenter.com, Instagram, Absolute Training Center, or Andrea, Fraser, as well as Facebook, Absolute Training Center, Facebook. I encourage you, I'm inviting you. Check it out. Check out what we do. Check out who we are. You'll learn more about us just through checking those things out, staying in tune to YouTube, Facebook, seeing videos, seeing consistency, because that's what's going to build a solid foundation. It has for me. It's the consistency in the decisions that I've made. It's the consistency in the commitment that I made to what I actually wanted for my life. And we need to do it with other people. So I'm going to encourage you to stay connected, get connected. And we're going to see you really soon.